morning. Another trip to work. On the recently serviced GS1000. And just making sure there's no leaks. And so far, so good. I must have tampered with the trip doobry because it's reading 220 and I don't think I'd get that out of a tank. So I'm just going to pop in the garage, get some fuel, then I'll be a bit more confident about doing my whole journey today. Oh, everywhere you fucking go, there's got to be a puddle of fucking diesel. What's the matter with diesel fucking car drivers? My missus included. I'll get it in neutral in a minute. No gear indicators on these old fellas. Yeah, must have knocked the trip gauge. So it's reading 233 kilometres. I think the best I'd done was 160, which is about 100 miles. That's where I like to be without a fuel gauge. It has got a fuel gauge, and there will be a day when I look into that. But not today. Today's just about commuting to work and making sure the old girl's got no leaks or no more than it had before. Let's put it that way. No puddles underneath. Always a good sign. Back out the diesel rather than standing in it. So yes, there's still some things to do on the GS. There's always going to be things to do on the GS. Still looking at getting slightly higher bars, I think. And the rev counter drive, I think there might be a little bit of a leak out of that, which is apparently a common point of weakness. So I've still got that to change, and there is times when it seems to bounce around a bit too much, so I don't know whether the drive on it is a bit old and knackered, so, and it gives me something to do in the shed. And who doesn't like tinkering on their bikes in the shed? yes, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful country. Oh, it's glorious. It's a bit fresh this morning. Bit fresh. I don't think I've mentioned it before. No heat grips. Oh my God. How did they ever survive in the old days? Although saying that, I've got to put the heat grips on my V-Strom. But the hand guards take away a lot of the chill, so it's not so bad on the old V-Strom. So yes, a few things to do on the old girl. A clean being one of them. It's filthy. Look at me wanting to clean my bikes. Yeah, the old girl seems to be going all right, and still no oil pressure light come back on, so it must be hanging on to its oil. There is that little bit of hesitation. I've just been starting to watch a few videos about carb tuning, and it frightens the life out of me. But there is that bit of hesitation. I have to check the colour of the plugs and see if I've got any, what do they say, bluing or yellowing of the exhaust at the headers, which generally tells you it's on a lean mix. So yes, I might start getting the stuff like a workshop fuel tank, one of them little thingies, little fuel tank that you can hang up from the ceiling, just to hold sort of a litre or so of fuel in, so you can mess about, and then perhaps have a tamper with the carburetors. But yeah, he does ever so slightly scare the bejesus out of me. But I'm sure if I just note down all the settings before I start twiddling, worst comes to worst, I can put it back to what it was. But I was thinking of putting a 4-into-1 system on it, and being that it'd be probably the Vance and Hines version. Oh, they have problems with the Foxes when the rubbish goes out. Yeah, probably be a Vance and Hines system. I'd need to jet the carbs and do a bit of refueling and stuff. Yeah, so all sort of future plans and warbling of future plans, but I've got to overcome my fear of playing with the carbs. Which won't be an easy one, but as I say, as long as I note down where all the needles and how many turns out the screws are and everything, then I should at least be able to put it back to what it was, which isn't bad. But then I'll probably need to get into doing compression testing and stuff. See where I am with the motor. I think it's definitely lost a few horses. But so would I with the abuse I'm giving this. Anyway, time to do some work. Ta-ra.